All right, let's get started. So there's two methods to factoring. So we have this trinomial, and method one, the guess and check, works best whenever we have whenever there's only one way to get a product. So what I mean is ax squared plus bx plus c. So this ax squared, the only way to get a 2x squared, the only way is if you have 2x times x. That's the only way, guys. So now we got to focus on this 12. So that 12 has several ways that you can get 12. You can get 12 by 12 times 1 or 1 times 12. That's the first route. Or you can get 12 by going 4 times 3 or 3 times 4. You can get it by 6 times 2 or 2 times 6. So then what they do is it says guess and check. So we start off with the 12, 1, and you put the 12 there, put the 1 there. There's a plus symbol there, so both are plus, since this one was positive to begin with. And we check to see if it can be that one. So we just care about the 11x. You already know that this works and that works because they're there. So we just care about the middle term. So to get the middle term, we just go like that. 2x times 1 is 2x. 12 times x is 12x. And when you add these two together, that's 14x. That's not 11x. So it cannot be 12 and it cannot be 1 in those positions. So obviously the 12, 1 is out of the question. The 112 is also out because the 12 times 1 is already 12, which is bigger than 11. So that one's out. So now we have the 4, 3 here. So let's try that one out. 2x plus 4, x plus 3. And then again, all I care about is the middle term. So 2x times 3, that's 6x. 4 times x, that's 4x. 6x and 4x, that is 10x. So it cannot be that one either. So that one's out. Let's try the 3, 4. 2x plus 3, x plus 4. So now again, 2x times 4, that's 8x. 3 times x, that's 3x. And 8x plus 3x, that is 11x. So there it is. It's this one. 2x plus 3, x plus 4. Now I know that it looks kind of tough. You're like, man, Chavez, look at all the writing you did just to get that. Once you do this, like especially if A and C are prime numbers, where there's only one way to get that product, this becomes way easier and way faster. Now, this other method, method 2, the AC method, sometimes also called factoring by grouping, this is another route that you can go. Not all trinomials are factorable, guys. Not all trinomials you can factor out, but maybe you guys will probably like this one better. 2x squared plus 11x plus 12. That's the same, that's this guy right here. So 2x squared, so what you do, this is the A, this is the C. So 2x squared times 12, that is 24x squared. And then what you ask yourself is, two numbers that when I multiply give me 24x squared, but add up to an 11x. So those two numbers are 8x and 3x. See, 8x times 3x is 24x squared, and 8x plus 3x is 11. Sorry. So what you do, you take these two numbers and you're going to substitute it in for 11x. 2x squared plus 8x plus 3x plus 12. And then once you do that, you're going to group. You group the first two, you group the second two. All right, so now once we get that far, sorry guys, I have this little message here that I got to look at real quick. Yeah, everything's good. Okay, so now once we get there, I'm going to go ahead and what you do is you factor out, what can you factor out from the first two here? Well, you can factor out a 2 and you can factor out an x. So when you do that, I'm going to have x plus 4. Now the whole key here is to get another x plus 4. So I'm going to factor out a 3, and yet again, I get another x plus 4. So consider this like a term and consider this like another term. Travis, what are you talking about? Okay, here's what I'm trying to say. This is like, I'm going to substitute. I'm going to say that's like a letter y. So this is like saying 2xy plus 3y. See, y is like x plus 4. What can I factor out of 2xy plus 3y? Well, you can factor out a y, and you're left with 2x plus 3. So that is like that. So if I consider it to be similar to that, that means I can factor out an x plus 4. I'm going to put an equal sign. I'm going to say x plus 4. But the reason why I like to write it on the right-hand side, guys, you'll see right now. And then I'm going to write that 2x plus 3 right here. 2x plus 3. And look, there's your x plus 4 like if it was your y there. So why does it work? Well, let's see why it works, guys. 2x times x, that's 2x squared. Bam, there's my 2x squared. 2x times 4, that's 8x. There's my 8x right there. 3 times x, 3x. There's my 3x right there. 3 times 4, that's 12. There's my 12. 8x plus 3x was 11x. So you can see that you have that same expression that we had earlier. So that's called factoring by grouping. And there it is. And we got the same factors as that, guys. All right. So now that we've seen both methods, you can use whatever method you want. Some methods are better than others. So on this one, I think method 1 is better on this one. On example 2, I think method 1 is better. Not always, but I think method 1 is better on example 2. So here we go. Oh, sorry, I got a little. Oops, okay. So you guys are looking, sorry, I just got a little message that my camera is on and maybe you guys are looking up my nose. So I apologize. Let me turn that off. If I can. Come on, buddy. Oh. Okay, hold on, guys. Well, okay, I'm just gonna that. Now you can't see up my nose. I apologize. I'll fix it eventually. All right. So here we go. So 2x squared plus 11x plus 9. 2x squared times 9, that is 18x squared. Oh, we said method 1. See, I'm all messed up now. All right, method 1. The only way to get a 2x squared is 2x times x. And the only way, let's see, 9 you can get it 2 ways. 3 times 3 or 9 times 1. It can't be the 3 and 3 because if I try the 3 and 3, let's see, 2x times 3, that's 6x. And then 3 times x, that's 3x. And 6x plus 3x, that's 9x. So it can't be that one because I wanted to add it to an 11x, guys. So the next one, let's try 9 and 1. So if I wanted to add up to an 11, then I got to try a 9 on this one and a 1 on this one. Because look, 2x times 1 is 2x, and then 9 times x is 9x. And 9x plus 2x, well, there's your 11x. So there it is, guys. So these are my factors. They're both plus because I have a positive 9 there. If you have this being a positive, then it's either going to be positive times a positive or negative times a negative. All right. I'm going to stop sharing real quick, guys. That way I can turn off this camera here. So bear with me a little bit. Okay, there we go. Now we're back. Now we can do this. If I share, where are you now? I don't have my eating today, guys. I blame it on lack of sleep. So get some sleep. Fix your sleeping schedule. All right, here we go. Method 2. 2x squared plus 11x plus 9. We're going to do 2x squared times 9, and you get 18x squared. And then from there, we're going to say what two numbers multiply to give you 18x squared that add up to an 11x? Well, that's 9x times 2x. See, 9x times 2x is 18x squared, but 9 plus 2 is 11x. So then what you do is you substitute 9x plus 2x with 11x. So 2x squared plus 9x plus 2x plus 9. And it doesn't matter, guys. If you want to write the 2x before the 9x, that's fine as well. I didn't do that here, but that's fine. All right, so now, group. I can't factor anything out of the first two besides an x, so there's my x, 2x plus 9. Close it, plus, there's nothing I can factor on that one besides a 1. So 2x plus 9. I know that wasn't very exciting there, but that's fine. And then, what can I factor out of those quote-unquote two terms? You can factor out a 2x plus 9. So 2x plus 9, if you factor that sucker out, you'll have an x plus 1. And there it is. X plus 1, 2x plus 9. X plus 1, 2x plus 9. So whichever method you prefer there, guys. All right, let's go to the next one. Example 3. On this one, method 2 is way better than method 1 because there are so many options. See, we don't have prime numbers anymore. For 6x squared, is it 3x times 2x? Is it 2x times 3x? Is it 6x times x? Is it x times 6x? And then for the 14, is it 7 times 2? Is it 2 times 7? Is it 14 times 1? Is it 1 times 14? So with all those options, method 2 is the way to go. So here we go. 6x squared times, well, I guess let me write it here. 6x squared minus 5x minus 14. 6x squared times 14, that's a negative 84x squared. And then I got to think about two numbers that when I multiply, give me 84x squared negative, but add up to a negative 5. So I did use, I guess, PSA. I did use a calculator for the last group or the last two groups. Relax. I know what you're saying. If you're using a calculator, then what's the point? We can just click on factor and then find the factors that way with the calculator. And to that, I would say you are 100% correct. I'm just going to use it as a tool to show you how we can get a list really quick of what two numbers multiply to give you 84x squared. So let me share that real quick with you. Sorry there. Let me share that real quick with you guys. Boom, share. So here I already have it. I already have it written out. As you can see on F1, I typed in 84, negative 84 divided by x. So what that enables me to do is x times y gives me my product. So 1 times negative 84 is negative 84, see? But the difference between those two is 83, so it can't be that one. And then I go to 2. 2 times negative 42 is 84, but the difference between 2 and 42 is 40, so it can't be that one. So I just keep going, keep scrolling down through my table here or list until I see one that's getting closer. See, 6 times negative 14 is 84, negative 84, but the difference is not 5. We're getting close. And then bam, 7 and negative 12. So negative 12 times 7 is negative 84, and the difference between 7 and negative 12 is 5. So that's how I want you guys to use the calculator if you use the calculator for the Delta math activity. And we'll talk about that once we all come back once we all come back in a little bit. So we said what? 7x and negative 12x. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and put this over here. You already saw how it looks when I factor out a 1. So I'm not going to factor out a 1, guys. I'm going to make it interesting and put the minus 12x. So 6x squared minus 12x plus 7x minus 14. So here we go again. Group the first two, group the last two. What can I factor out of the first two?
Mr. Chavez, you're still on the calculator screen.
Lame. Okay, thank you guys. Man, what's going on today? I do not have my A game today. Okay, are we back?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, let me know, guys. I don't know why I'm so off today. I'm usually not this off. All right, so here we go. So I'm going to factor out a 6x from the first two terms, guys. In case you don't know what I did, there's my 7x times negative 12x. And then I substituted that right here. And let me see if this little cursor works here. Well, it's kind of hard to see when it's white on white. So maybe I should make my blackboard black. So yeah, or maybe just move the cursor and make it a different color than white, right? Like purple or something. Okay, I'll look into that. Okay, so I'm going to factor out a 6x, and I'm going to have x minus 2, close it. And then what I want is another x minus 2, so I'm going to factor out a negative 7, and then x minus 2. And then again, now that I'm looking at it, I can factor out an x minus 2, and what I have on the outside is 6x minus 7. 6x minus 7. So there it is, guys. So 6x minus 7, x minus 2. So we want, oh, what's up?
How are they both negative if 14 is negative? Shouldn't one of them?
Right. There's a typo right here. This should have been plus. Hold on. They're not both negative. 7x negative 7. Yeah, this is a plus right here. That should have been plus. And then why is this one still x minus 2? What did I mess up?
Isn't it supposed to be 6x plus 7? And then when you do it, it's negative 12. So then when you add the 7, it's negative 5.
Oh yeah, because I still have a minus 2. No wonder there. The problem was here, guys. I factored out a negative for some reason, but I wanted it to be a minus, and I already have a minus. So it's supposed to be a positive right there. So it's 6x plus 7, x minus 2. I didn't have that issue last class. Man, that's crazy. I need to go get a CAT scan. All right. There it is. I'm gonna put a emoji, awkward emoji for all the errors there. We won't do that anymore, hopefully. All right, so there it is, guys. I just factored out a 7, x minus 2. I don't see any more errors anywhere. I think we are clear now. Yes, and there it is. So if I wanted to try method 1 now, well, let's go ahead and now we already know what the factors are, right? Look, here it is. So if I wanted to try method 1, let's go ahead and keep the 6x and the x, so because we know that. Let's try the 7 and 2 with it being wrong. So if I were to put the 7 over here and the 2 over here, it would not work. Obviously, I know that it's going to have to be different signs, but look, without putting any signs yet, 6 times 7, 42x, 2 times x, 2x, and obviously the difference between 42 and 2 is 40, so that would not work. So if I switch to 7 and 2, well now 6 times 2, that's 12x, and then 7 times x, that's 7x, and the difference between 12x and 7x is definitely 5, and I want it to be a negative 5, so I put the negative with a 12, and then I say, okay, how did I get that negative 12? Right here. 1 plus there. Of course, it's easy to do method 1 when you already know the factors like I did in method 2, right? So the whole point of method 1 is to have a whole bunch of numbers and then test them out to see how it fits. It's easiest when they're prime numbers, when there's only one way to get that solution. So let's keep going, guys. So look what I'm talking about. Example 4. Example 4, method 1 is the best because there's only one way to get 5x squared. Only one way. You can only get it with 5x times x. That is it. There's only one way to get 7, 1 times 7. So all you got to do is ask yourself, where am I going to put the 7? Where am I going to put the 1? I can't put the 7 here. Don't write that down because that's wrong. I can't put the 7 there because 5 times 7 and then whatever, well, 5 times 7, 35, and then 1 times x is 1. The difference between 35 and 1 is just, what, 34. So it can't be that one. So it has to be 7 and 1. See, so 5 times 1 is 5x. 7 times x is 7x. There it is. And since I have a negative here, they both have to be negative. And you're done. 5x minus 7, x minus 1. All right, let's try method 2. 5x squared minus 12x plus 7. Again, 5x squared times 7. So two numbers that give me 35x squared, but add up to a negative 12. Well, those two numbers are, well, I guess the same ones, right? 5x and 7x, and they both have to be negative. So here we go. 5x squared minus 5x minus 7x plus 7. And then from there, I group, and then what can I factor out from the first two? A 5 in the next. And I'm going to write x minus 1. And on the next two, what I want is another x minus 1. So on this one, I'm going to factor, this one I am going to factor out a negative 7, x minus 1, as you can see there. So now I have, if I factor out the x minus 1s, you're going to have 5x minus 7. And there it is. 5x minus 7, x minus 1, which is what we got over here. Yay, that one does deserve a happy face. Oh, that's kind of a cute happy face. I like that one. Oh, okay. Well, never mind. That nose just makes it. Okay, there we go. All right, let's get to the next one, guys. So I feel like we're back on track now. Solve the quadratic equation by factoring. So this time they want us to solve it. So that means they want x values. So we're going to move the 16x to the left. We're going to move the 4 to the left. So we're going to write 5x squared minus 16x. And then when I move the 4 to the left, it's going to be plus 3 equals 0. And then again, look, method 1 is going to work on this one perfect. So we don't even have to worry about method 2. Method 1, there's only one way to get 5x squared. 5x times x. There's only one way to get a 3. 1 times 3. Where am I going to put it? I'm going to put the 3 here. I'm going to put the 1 there. How do you know how to put it there? Because 5x times 3 is 15. 1 times x is 1. And 15 and 1, if I add them, is 16. They both have to be negative because I need to add up to a negative 16x. So there it is. Now I got to solve it. The only way to get this expression to equal 0 is if x equals 3. If x is 3, 3 minus 3 is 0. 0 times anything is 0. The only way that the other answer that will make this expression 0, or the 5x minus 1 0 to be specific, is if x equals 1/5. In case you don't know how to do that really quick, which hopefully by now we're getting better, but In case you don't, you just go 5x minus 1 equals 0, move the 1, 5x equals 1, divide by 5, x equals 1/5. See? And that's it, guys. It really is that simple. Okay, let's go to the next one. Solve the quadratic equation by factoring again. So I'm going to move the 7 to the left. So whenever you do that, it's going to be plus 7. So I'm going to have 2x squared plus 3x, let's see, plus 7 minus 5 equals 0. Again, the math gods are being nice to me. I have a 2x squared, I have a 5. So those are easy to do. You can do it with the guess and check method really quick. 2x times x. There's only one way to get 5. That's 1 times 5. I got to figure out where I put it. You're not going to put it on the x one right here by itself or the second term. You're going to put it in this first binomial. 5, 1. Why? Because 2 times 1 is 2x, and then 5 times x is 5x, and the difference between 2x and 5x is 3. Now you want the 5x to be bigger, so this is the one that's going to have a plus, and then this is the one that's going to have a minus. Put the 0, and there it is. Back on track, guys. We're winning again. All right, so now, what makes this true? Well, if x is 1, 1 minus 1 is 0, and 0 times anything is 0. What else makes this true? Well, if x is a negative 5/2. And in case you don't see that, guys, you can just go easily 2x plus 5 equals 0, move the 5, 2x equals a negative 5, divide by 2, x equals a negative 5 halves. Yay, you guys are winning, guys. Cool or not cool? Cool. I mean, usually you guys answer, but I'm answering for you guys because I can't hear you guys. So yeah, cool? Yeah, cool. Okay. Here we go. Here's how we're gonna take attendance today manually, and then we'll give you the guys the link in a little bit when we when we all come back. So from the official SAT, the 2018 exam, exam 1, section 3, question 15, it's related to what we're doing today. So, and I know that it's hard to just apply the skills immediately when you haven't mastered them yet, because all you've been doing is writing notes, but see if we can apply it differently. So let's see. If ax plus 2 times bx plus 7 equals 15x squared plus cx plus 14 for all values of x, and a plus b equals 8, notice where a and b are at, what are the two possible values for c? And then for your attendance on private chats, make sure it's on private because then everyone sees the answer. Send me your answer choice followed by your full name. For example, if I chose E, I would write E in parentheses and then by my name. Some people don't put parentheses, that's fine. Like if you're having a hard time, if you're on a phone or something. So there it is, guys. We're gonna give you 2 minutes. It is 1:29, I guess it's 1:30 officially. So I'm gonna come back at 1:32. Send me a private chat, what the answer is, no calculator. If you're wrong, it's okay to be wrong. We learn from our mistakes. But usually the average, if you wanna know, about half the group is getting it right, half the group is not. So take about 2 minutes. It's 1:30. We'll come back at 1:32. And give me the answer in the private chat with your full name on there, guys, please. So I'm gonna leave you guys alone. All right, 2 minutes. All right, guys, start wrapping it up. If you don't know the answer, just type in whatever with your name. And it's okay if you don't get it right. It's fine. Have no shame. Don't worry about it. Okay. So let's talk about how we would do this. You guys ready? I think we're ready. So they're already telling you that A and B equals 8, and they're telling you exactly where A is at. A is here, B is there. So there's only one way to get a 15x squared if they're telling you that A and B is 8. Only one way, guys. So that's the big hint. Instead of saying 15x times 1x, because they tell you A plus B is 8, and there's A and here's B, that means that it must be 5 and 3, or it could be 3 and 5. So let's see. 5x plus 2, 3x plus 7. If it goes like this, all you care about is the middle number. 5x times 7, 35x, 2 times 3x, 6x, and when you add them together, I get 41x. And since that's all they care about, it says CX there. I see a 41, and immediately, if I'm in a time test, I don't even worry about the others. And there it is. If I do not, right now we have time, guys, so let's go ahead and continue. If I want to get that 31 there, 3x plus 2, 5x plus 7, because they don't tell you which is which. They don't tell you if A is 5 or if B is 5, but we know that A plus B is 8, and the only way to get 15x squared is to get 5 times 3 or 5x times 3x. So middle number, 3x times 7, that's going to give me 21x. 2 times 5x, that's going to give me 10x. And together, it's 31x. See, so the difference, this, guys, the SAT math, some of it is tricky, like this one, but it's not I mean, to me, honestly, look, if you know how to factor trinomials, you know how to factor trinomials. This is one of them. But now it's testing, do you know how to get this done? Like, do you know, like, the tricks and all that good stuff? Okay. If you didn't understand this question, guys, stick around after we're done and we can chat about it for a little bit. All right, so there it is, and hopefully you understood it. Hopefully I did the explanation great. If you didn't understand it, stick around after we're done and we can talk about it, because it's an important question. It's an SAT question. I want you guys to get the highest score on the SAT. All right, let's go to this one. And don't worry, we're not going to put you guys on the spot anymore. We're just going to go right into it. So on this one, it says, what is the sum of all values of m that satisfy this equation? So one route that you can go by the quadratic formula, but all this week we've been doing completing the square. So let's go that route. Let's go the completing the square route. So let's find the solutions for m, and then let's add them together. So I'm going to divide everything by 2. So I have m squared minus 8m plus 4 equals 0. I move the 4 to the other side. M squared minus 8m equals negative 4. And yes, I do realize that I'm going slow, guys. If this were a real test, I would not have all this commentary there. I'm gonna divide 8 by 2. I'm gonna complete the square with this right here. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 4 squared is 16. So plus 16 plus 16. So now here's what I have. M minus 4, close it up, put a square on it, equals 12. Square root, m minus 4 equals plus minus square root of 12. Move the 4, m equals 4 plus minus square root of 12. All right, now what they want the solutions, the sum of them. So these are my two solutions, so I'm going to sum them up, guys. 4 plus square root of 12. You know what? Let's reduce the square root of 12 because I see square root of 3 in there. So square root of 12 is the same thing as 4 times 3. And 4, the square root of 4 is 2. So I'm going to say m equals 4 plus minus 2 square root of 3. So 4 plus 2 square root of 3. Put a plus 4 minus 2 square root of 3. Okay, in this case, it seems like it didn't even matter with the square root of 12s. You can drop the parentheses, guys. You can drop it like it's hot. I know, that was stupid. How did Snoop Dogg come up with that, by the way? Like, how did he come up with that lyric, drop it like it's hot? Was he drinking hot chocolate and it was hot and he dropped it and then he was like, oh, drop it like it's hot. And then he just came up with that dumb lyric and now it's like here forever. Anyways, sorry about that sidetrack. Let's get back to this. Drop the parentheses, the 2 plus square root of 3, the positive, and the 2 plus square root of 3, the negative. They both cancel out because they're the same value but different polarities. And then it just becomes 4 plus 4, and that's 8. And there it is. That's your answer. Cool or not cool? I hope that's a cool, but we'll see. All right, let's all come back, guys.